Yo, what is up, guys? My name is Nicholas Earl, and welcome back to another episode of Earl Sports Bets. And today we've got a decent-sized NBA slate to go over for today. And for today, my brother's having computer issues, so I'm going to be doing the NBA video as well. So before we get started into this video, feel free to hit that thumbs up button and that subscribe button down below. We just surpassed 260 subscribers this morning. And let me know in the comment section below who your favorite NBA play for the day is. But let's get right into the video here. We've got a good chunk of games to go over. So let's get started here with the Charlotte Hornets heading to the Orlando Magic. 1.5 point spread. Minus 122 for the Magic. Plus 102 run back for the Hornets. And these two teams played each other last night, and the Hornets won. I believe it was 107 to 104, something along those lines. And this should be, I think this is going to be a similar type of game tonight. Charlotte coming in 7-9, currently the 11th seed in the East, and Orlando is currently the 12th seed in the East at 7-10. Charlotte has no notable injuries. Orlando coming in with a decent list here. Aminu is out. Okiki is out. Carter Williams is out. James Ennis and Aaron Gordon are questionable for this game. And that's just a lot of players potentially missing for this game for Orlando. We're going to be going with Charlotte here at plus 1.5. I think they just have more bodies right now and they're more healthy, and I think they're the better team. They're going to get it done. And I think the plus 102 money line is not a bad bet as well. My model has the Hornets winning this game by 4.5 points. So Charlotte plus 1.5 and plus 102 on the money line is where we are looking at for this game. Next, we have currently the number one ranked team in the East, the 12-5 Philadelphia 76ers versus the 15th seed in the Eastern Conference at 3-13, the Detroit Pistons. It is a 6.5 point spread, minus 260 for the Sixers, plus 220 for the Pistons. The Pistons have Derrick Rose is questionable for today on the Philadelphia side. Mike Scott is out, and Joel Embiid is questionable. Now, this game overall, I'm going to be passing on. I think the Sixers are a good team. They're just not a team I like to bet with a huge spread. It's not a huge spread, but 6 points I think is a little much. I would lean taking the points with the Pistons. They are a stingy team. They just lose closer games. But this game overall is a pass for me between the Sixers and the Pistons. Next, we have the Toronto Raptors heading to Indiana to play the Pacers. Pacers are 9-7 at the moment, 4th seed in the East, against Toronto that are 7-9 and on the outside looking in, currently at the 9th seed. No notable injuries here for Indiana. For Toronto, Siakam and Lowry are questionable, so that's something to keep an eye out for. Indiana is now 2.5 point favorites. I just noticed that. Just something to keep an eye out for. So my play for this game is Indiana. They are the best value play on the slate, even with the line moving 0.5 point. My model has Indiana winning this game by 9.5 points. So I would bet this line now, because hypothetically speaking, if Lowry or Siakam are announced out, this line is going to move even more in Indiana's direction. And if you wait too long, it may be 3.5, 4, 4.5. And at that point, still a decent line to bet, but not one you could have gotten a 2.5. So bet the Pacers now. I think they're the best play of the night, and we are going to be taking them versus Toronto tonight. Next, we have the Miami Heat heading to the Brooklyn Nets. Miami is 6-9, currently the 13th seed in the East. Brooklyn is 10-8, currently the 5th seed. It's a 7.5 point spread, minus 305, plus 255. For notable injuries, Brooklyn does not have any on the list right now. For Miami, Avery Bradley is out, and so is Jimmy Butler. And this is going to honestly be another pass for me. If I would lean one way, it'd be taking the points with Miami. I think 7.5 is a little much for this Miami team. My model has Brooklyn winning by 4.3 points, so I would lean towards the Miami Heat. But overall, this game is going to be a pass. Next, we have the Los Angeles Lakers, currently 13-4, second seed in the Western Conference, versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, 8-8, currently the sixth seed in the Eastern Conference. This line's up to 11.5 now. It has moved a whole point since I've written down my information here. For injuries, we'll start with the Cleveland side. Love is out. Larry Nance Jr. is questionable. And Dellavedova is out. On the Lakers side, take a guess. Yep, LeBron James is questionable. So is Anthony Davis. They're going to play. They usually do. And this is another one where I think this is just way too many points. Not enough for me to bet Cleveland. I still think that, obviously, Los Angeles is a very talented team. But I think 11.5 may be too many points, potentially. I lean towards the Cavaliers. My model has the Lakers winning this game by 8.5 points. So we would only be getting about 3 points of value on this line. So overall, this game's a pass for me. But if I would have to place a bet on this game, it would be the plus 11.5 for the Cavaliers. Next, we have the Denver Nuggets traveling to Dallas to take on the Mavericks. The Mavericks are 8-8, currently on the outside looking in the 9th seed. Denver is 9-7, currently in the 5th spot in the West. Looking at injuries, Denver doesn't have any right now. On the Dallas side, Powell is going to be out. Josh Richardson is going to be out. Finney Smith is going to be out, and so is Maxi Kleber is also going to be out. But that being said, I think Dallas may be the better team in this situation. They still have Luka. Kristaps Porzingis is healthy, and I think that Jokic is going to have his hands full with Porzingis tonight. I think that the Dallas Mavericks come in and get it done. We're going to go with the Mavericks here at plus 1.5 and the plus 107 money line. My model has the Mavericks winning this game by 4.1 points, so we're getting 5.6 points of value on this 1.5 line. So we're going to be going with the Dallas Mavericks here at plus 1.5 and the plus 107 money line versus the Denver Nuggets tonight. Next, we have the San Antonio Spurs traveling to New Orleans to take on the Pelicans here. And I feel like San Antonio is one of the most underrated teams in the league for the betting market. They're 3-point dogs. They're 9-8 on the season. They are the 8th seed. They're 3-point dogs to the 5-10 New Orleans Pelicans, currently 14th in the West. I think the San Antonio Spurs team is a sneaky team. We have no injuries really to go over today between these two teams, so it should be relatively. It doesn't look like any players are out or questionable. My only bet for this game would be the San Antonio Spurs money line. I think that plus 132 is actually really good. This game should be more towards a pick'em. My model has San Antonio winning by 0.8 points. So there's no bet for me on this game, but I would lean towards that San Antonio Spurs on the money line at plus 132. 3 more games to go for tonight. We have the Boston Celtics traveling to the Chicago Bulls. It is a 4-point spread for this game, minus 170 for the Celtics, plus 150 for the Bulls. The Boston Celtics coming into this game 9-6. They are currently the 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference. Chicago coming in, they're only 7-9. They're 10th seed in the East. And looking at injuries, Pritchard is going to be out for Boston along with Langford, and Kemba Walker is questionable for today. And then Michael Carter Jr. Is out for tonight's game. Looking at it, I kind of like I kind of like the Chicago Bulls in this spot. They're at home. They're playing decent right now, and they're a really scrappy team. My model has Chicago winning this game by 2.1 points. So we're going to be going with the Bulls here, +4 and on the money line to get done tonight against the Boston Celtics. And I think the Bulls can keep it close and potentially win tonight's game. Next, we have the Oklahoma City Thunder traveling to Portland to take on the Trailblazers. It is a 5.5 point spread. -220 for the Blazers, +190 for the Thunder. Portland is 9-6. They are currently the 4th seed in the Western Conference. Oklahoma City coming in 6-9, currently 12th. Looking at injuries, the only one really popping out here is Horford. Is going to be out for Oklahoma City tonight. There are no injuries to report for Portland. And just looking at this game, I still see this Oklahoma City team as not a great team, but they're a scrappy team. They keep games close, and I think that they can potentially keep this within the 5 points and compete with Portland tonight. I'm going to be taking Oklahoma City here, +5.5 against the Portland Trailblazers, and I think they're just going to keep it close against the Blazers tonight. Final game of the night. The Minnesota Timberwolves, it went back to 8.5. It's been jumping between 8.5 and 9. It was 9.5 earlier. We have the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Golden State Warriors, 8.5 point spread, -410 for the Warriors, +330 for the Timberwolves. And I don't feel like we've figured out whether or not this Golden State Warriors team is good again or not. I don't know if they should be an 8.5 point favorite against anyone in this league, really. Even the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are last in the Western Conference at 4-11. Because Golden State's an 8-8 team by itself. It's a mediocre team. The only injury really report here is D'Angelo Russell is questionable. Other than that, not really much. I think this game's going to be a closer game than the odds makers think. I'm going to go with the Minnesota Timberwolves at +8.5 here. I think they can keep it close. I don't know if they'll win the game straight up, but they're going to keep it close here against Minnesota, or against Golden State, and cover the 8.5 point spread. All right, quick recap of what our bets look like for tonight. We're gonna unclick these money lines real quick. We have the Hornets at +1.5 points versus the Magic. We have the Pacers at -2.5 versus the Raptors. We have the Mavericks at +1.5 versus the Nuggets. We have the Bulls +4 versus the Celtics. We have the Thunder +5.5 versus the Blazers. And we're going to cap off the night with the T-Wolves +8.5 versus the Golden State Warriors. That is going to just about do it for this video. If this information was helpful to you guys at all, feel free to hit that thumbs up button and be sure to subscribe to the channel down below and have those post notifications on so you guys are notified each and every time we come out with a video here at Earl Sports Bets. We have daily content in a number of sports, from the NFL to college basketball, college football, UFC, esports, NBA, WNBA, NHL, and MLB. So be sure you are subscribed and have those post notifications on, because we do come out with plenty of content. But that is going to do it for this video. I want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure you're subscribed to the channel. And let's cash some tickets tonight in the NBA. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.